We are live, Dr. Art.
Another Wednesday night.
What's up, bro?
Another Wednesday night to be happening.
Yes, the most important night of the week.
Yeah. The most important Wednesday of the week is tonight.
Yes, absolutely. So, wow, we got a bunch of people in here. Mexican Spec, Mopar, K is in the house. Side Rider.
That's how I read that. Yeah.
Phil Dodge Fury, Joker. What's happening? KJ Kylie, Lumpy. Kerosene Cucumbers. What's happening, man? That's you, Dr. Arts Howard. We have my dogs are barking. How unusual is that? Zach's mashed potatoes and Mopars, or Mopars and mashed potatoes. Yeah, oh, they're all in here. Rocco, Dickie Farley, 72Z28. All right. So what's going on, guys? What's new in your world, Dr. Art?
It got cold again, goddammit.
Well, it's not that bad.
Oh, yes, it was. I had to be like in and out all day long. I was freezing. I'm very delicate.
Well, you came from Arizona before here, right?
Nevada. Yeah, Las Vegas.
Nevada. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah. Desert. The sunlight and warmth of the desert Southwest.
I love Tennessee so much, but the cold weather, man, I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. Oh, Zero is in the house. What's happening, Zero?
Nice.
Sweaty Fat Guy says he's been watching Sick Week videos, getting amped up for Sick Michigan miles in August. No idea what car I'm taking. I didn't know they were doing
that. That's kind of cool.
What? You should go there, Dr. Art.
It's Michigan. We try not to go north of the Mason-Dixon for whatever reason, unless there's a death or a wedding. Forget it.
My guitar guy, Adam. How's it going? Checking from North Indiana. Pretty good, guitar guy, Adam. Pretty damn good. Tim Squire, what's happening? Rocco is saying he would welcome a low-level nuke at this point. I have much.
Yeah, let's warm the place up a little bit, shall we?
I thought it was the giant asteroid we were all waiting for. Because it's overdue. The giant.
Well, asteroid. And if you look on certain feeds, on like Facebook and stuff, there's a giant armada of spaceships coming from Nebula 7 or where the hell they're coming from. They're going to land on the 26th. So.
Are they really?
Yeah. I'm like, finally, my people.
Send them. How can things get any weirder?
No.
I mean, would aliens actually make anything weirder in
No, because we've been fed this stuff for 50 years, so we'll be like, we'll either eat them or they'll eat us. So
Richard Hayes, what's happening? Dean Stevenson is in the house. Boomer saying no winter weather here in Utah.
Yeah.
But doesn't that depend on where in Utah you are, right? Like northern Utah, don't they get like?
Yeah, they can get hammered in southern Utah. It just depends, like you said, where in Utah. Yeah.
Well, will it taste like chicken, Mexican spot? Everything tastes like chicken, bro. Ultimately, everything tastes like chicken.
Yeah, put a little hot sauce on them, and it's fine. Take their space cars for a ride. That would be fun. See what they can do.
Dickie Farley is saying he hopes that all of us are doing well. We are all doing very well, Dickie Farley, and we hope that you are doing well as well. Blue Dragon. Been watching old Mafia and these awesome new foreign war film, AK-47, the movie Ananda Last Soldier to Give Up in 74. Movie Ananda, been watching the old Mafia and these awesome new foreign war films, AK-47, the movie Ananda Last Soldier to Give Up in 74. Punctuation is not your strong point, my brother.
Well, he's a dragon. They don't learn to punctuate.
Yes. But definitely, AK-47. I had an AK-47. I miss it. I should never have sold it.
Mm.
Zero was saying it was 87 in California today.
Uh,
Uh, who said that now? Spoiler alert. The aliens are just demons. So, well, I mean,
then they're hot chicken.
are they gonna be any worse than the demons we already have running like everything and have been running everything forever? Could they possibly be any worse?
Right, they're just coming out of the woodwork.
It's just a new kind of demon.
They'll just pledge allegiance to the same owl. They'll be fine.
Right, exactly. Same owl. S10, love you guys. I'm following Sick Week Dragon Drive down in Florida. Streetcars going 6 seconds on the quarter is amazing. It's crazy. I can't imagine how much time and money is needed to join this club. My point exactly. People are like, oh, you should stop building these silly old man things and go build something, real. And I'm like, just no.
No, I don't want to get rid of my house to build some car. Yeah.
That is a hard no. What do you realize how much money it takes, how much time, dedication, what kind of team that it takes to run 6 seconds in a streetcar or anything for that matter consistently, but especially a streetcar? It's I mean, I hand it to these guys, don't get me wrong.
How much money it costs for the transporter and crew just to move the thing around?
These guys have literally got like mid-tier level NASCAR budgets, and just about that level of team, of shop, of equipment, and everything else. It's no. But it is interesting. I mean, I got to hand it to them. You can take nothing away from these guys. They're all in. They're dedicated. They're hardcore.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kerosene cucumbers. Tony, did you know that USPS discontinued the largest flat rate boxes? The 12 by 12 by 6 is the biggest size they offer now. Used to piss out of that. I was shipping stuff.
I gave up on USPS when I can go to the UPS store and it's the same amount of money now because they're flat rate. They don't take anything flat rate. It's nonsense. Yeah.
My guitar guy, Adam, what's on the lift workbench today, Tony? Sorry if you've got recent videos on it. I've been out of the loop for a minute, but we happen to see what that you were on live. Nothing's currently being worked on. There's a lot of stuff in the pipeline. We've got the top fuel dragster that we're still gathering
waiting for clutch,
waiting for cylinder heads. So once we have everything back in our hands, and once we have everything back in our hands, we'll be back on that. Dr. R and I are going to race. I've got a beat up old '66 Belvedere with this $600 junkyard motor in it, and he's got a supercharged 4x4 truck, and we're gonna race 8th mile on the dirt. So we'll be working on that.
If we ever get to the track this year, maybe.
Not the track, the dirt.
I know, but we still need to go to the track too.
Oh, that's another thing. Yes, that's another thing. What else? So, Dr. Art, you're working on
2 El Caminos and other miscellaneous projects, and a lot of nasty cleaning engine parts this week. So, but with any luck, after it warms up and I do a couple other things, maybe I'll get the engine put together next week. So, looking forward to that.
Yeah, neither of us have anything really exciting or interesting to talk about at the moment.
Because we've been hibernating because we've had the worst winter in Tennessee since the Stone Age.
It was really bad. Tool the toilet something. I need to find time this weekend to go to the Merrill, Wisconsin ice drags. They drag ice everything, everywhere, on every surface. the best, my favorite is in Thailand. Doctor, are you familiar with this stuff?
Oh, the turbo power boats and canal boats in
Everything.
Thailand.
Hmm.
Oh, everything. Yeah.
Thailand, a lot of people don't realize the national sport of Thailand is drag racing. And they drag race everything all the time, everywhere. They drag race boats through swamps. They drag race farm equipment through like rice paddies and stuff like that. They have this crazy turbo four-cylinder pickup truck scene, like pavement. You name it, they race it in Thailand. They have ambulances, like actual full-service ambulances. They have their own like meet where they get together and they drag race. Taxi cabs, they get together, they drag race. Drag
Anything.
race is the national sport of Thailand. It's just off the chain. Yeah, the rototillers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm just scrolling back up here. It's funny fact I saying, "Oh please, bad weather.
Mm-hmm.
Try not to make shorts about snow. If I never see another flake."
I know it was snowing for shortly today. I was up on the other side. I was up in North Nashville at 8 o'clock this morning, and it was freaking snowing up there. And I still this week. I shit you not. What is today? Monday. I went to go visit some shops, and they were still without power up there.
Really?
Yes.
Luckily it all passed just north of us.
Yeah. It would. I mean, just the trees that are down and all the damage just north of here. We got really got nothing.
Um, what was this now? Hang on, it was a question about. Oh, there it is. The holes. Who wants to know in what do you use on brake slides and pads as anti-squeal? As we have a ceramic grease called Bendix Blue in Australia. Yeah. Have you ever tried that stuff? It's unbelievable. The last ceramic pads that I bought came with a package of that, the packet of that blue stuff in there. Smear it over the back of it.
Yeah, the anti-squeal. I got a spray so they stick to the caliper and they don't vibrate. That's what causes the noise. And then the slides, I just use the grease that comes with them, or I just use red axle grease.
Yeah, for the slides. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Dry zero in Thailand. If it rolls, it races. There's a
Yeah.
channel. I'm trying to think of the channel's name. I know I've shouted him out before. Where this guy he's an American and he lives in Thailand and he covers all of these events. Shows this machinery, which is just over the top. It'll
They
come.
do a lot. They do a lot of small engine, like you said, small engine turbo pickup truck racing, and they like their diesels and everything over there.
Well, they got these four-cylinder turbo, like one of their hottest classes are these four-cylinder turbocharged diesel trucks, and they get like 1,500 horsepower out of them. And the trucks are made out of like the trucks weigh nothing, like 1,300 pounds. They're like made out of like balsa wood and like super light stuff. And these things absolutely freaking rock. Um, Compa 8806, what do you think of the ban on Chinese cars here in America? I wasn't aware of a ban on Chinese cars. Is there a ban on Chinese cars?
I don't know. Haven't been keeping up with it in the last couple of years, but companies like Geely and stuff like that, and they coming in. I mean, Polestar, which is half of Volvo, which makes some electric cars, they're here. The Chinese own major shares in most of the auto companies, besides the Korean ones. So
Yes, zero. Awesome, Zero. Thank you. CB Media. That's the name of the channel.
yeah,
CB Media. You guys, after you're done watching this tonight, you want to see some like truly amazing, innovative hot rodding and drag racing, go check out that channel. Dead Cougar Garage says, no, there isn't one. I didn't think there was.
No.
Yeah, the little Isuzu motors that could is what I refer to them as. Yeah. I'm just scrolling back up here. Crisp with mayonnaise.
Yeah, Thunderbird 68. He's been asking about his Crown Vic's idle. You have to change the idle air control valve with a factory one because of
Who was it
white
now?
box one. Thunderbird 68. This
Got
is like a follow up question. He's having 92 and it's he gets a random where the idle just cuts out on a Ford. You just need
Okay.
idle air control valve and don't buy a cheap one because it'll do the same thing. Go to Ford one or go to the junkyard and find one that's smashed up against a wall that works. Replace it with that and you'll be fine.
Well, so
his first question is up about 10 minutes ago. So
let me scroll up just to catch up to Thunderbird. Okay. Anyone have any tips for an intermittent, rough idle and surging cruise on a 92 Crown Vic? I tried everything short of a computer replacement or pulling the engine. Surging, well, I mean, a surge could be a misfire.
yeah.
Thunderbird, that's the kind of thing where, as a mechanic, I would have to drive it, right? Dr. R would probably have to drive it. And a lot of those, like you're using the word surge, we may see it differently. We may like what we would feel is a misfire. So you're driving along steady state, and then it holds back a little bit, and then it pulls forward. That could be felt as a misfire. You're calling it a surge. A surge could just. That's the kind of thing. It's so vague. What you're giving there is that you, as a mechanic, I have to actually drive it to feel it to start the diagnosis on that. Okay, so you're talking about the Chinese. It's not a ban on cars mostly, but pickup trucks specifically is from the chicken tax, which is a tariff war in European chicken, which somehow involved a 25% tax on pickup trucks, which makes them, of course, because nothing could possibly be more convoluted than legislation.
Yeah, it's the chicken tax from the Toyota pickup trucks because when they would ship them over, this is Toyota history. They would have to ship them over as a chassis cab, and the beds were put on in the U.S. That's why all the beds they put on those things only lasted like 2 years and they rusted and fell off because they were made in some Portland foundry or something like that, out of questionable metals, and that's the way that Toyota and Nissan got around their 25% tariff on their pickup trucks when the little trucks first came in because they had to ship them in as chassis cabs and then finish assembly here with the beds.
Okay, but where do the chickens come in?
They just called it the chicken tax. I don't. There is a story to the chicken tax. I don't know that story, but that's where that came up from the trucks for the Japanese trucks coming into America.
Okay, Thunderbird again. I've done literally everything on this car other than head gaskets. The surge could be a misfire, but it's so inconsistent. I replaced plugs, wires, and coils. ICM, EGR, delete, IAC valve. And when specifically does it do it? Is it at a given speed? Is it any road speed? Is it when you're under load? Is it when you're at a steady cruise? Okay, and he's saying what's strange is it used to only do it in warm weather, but now does it even in the cold. Interesting. All right. Well, I'm waiting to see the actual driving conditions. Nerds Hot Rod Club. I love to still have the magazine issue of High Performance Mopars with the Hemi on a budget. You inspired me to buy cheap Hemi parts at a local spot in the late 1980s. How much did I build that thing for? I don't even remember. It was I built a 426 Hemi when I was doing high performance. Actually, I did it before High Performance Mopar, and we copied it into High Performance Mopar. I think I did it for either Muscle Car magazine or I don't know. It was some ridiculous amount of money. I built a 426 Hemi for like $1,500. I forgot how much it was. And Zero is in to save the day with good information, as always. The chicken tax is a 25% U.S. tariff on imported light trucks, vans, and some SUVs, originally enacted in 1963 to combat European taxes on American chicken. Yeah, there's the chicken link. It remains in effect to protect the domestic. Okay. Interesting. Originally enacted in 1963 to combat European taxes on American chickens. Wow.
Apparently, we were a big exporter of chickens in 1963.
I guess we were. Okay. Thunderbird saying it does basically any time other than when accelerating. Oh. Oh.
So he's, you go into weird stuff like booster leaks and,
No. The timing is okay. Is it an EEC 4? What computer system is in that? Thunderbird.
Yeah, it's a 92, so it's an E4.
Okay, if he unplugs the sprout connector, that would eliminate. What happens when you unplug the sprout connector on that specifically, Dr. Art?
Just makes it run rich.
The sprout connector?
Well,
doesn't that lock out the timing when you pull it out?
You call it something else. The little kajingas you pull out of the distributor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just locks your timing out.
All right, Thunderbird. Okay. You're not sure what computer has OBD1. All right. So go do this now. Okay, go do this now. Next to the distributor, you're going to see a little connector, right? The spout connector, yes. Okay, you're going to see a little connector there, right? It's just a plug. It's like it just hangs off the end of the harness. Okay, take that off. Just unplug it. All right, and then go for a ride, and see if that fixes it. Because what I'm thinking is, for whatever reason, okay, it's the timing would be equivalent to the vacuum advance, bringing the timing up into the 45, 50 degree range, where you're going to start to get surging, right? Now that surge will go away as soon as you put the engine under load. The surge will go away, right? So so typically the problem that you're having with a conventional distributor would mean you've got too much vacuum advance coming in. So if you unplug that sprout connector, you're going to eliminate that part of the advance curve. So do that, take it for a ride, and see if it made any difference. Same, but this car has coils. There's an OBD1 with wait, am I missing something here?
No, it's because it's not a 5 liter, it's a 4.6.
Oh. I'm sorry. Okay, scratch that. Scratch that. Then I didn't realize. I didn't realize what you had there. No, I do not know how to mess with the timing on that. Yes. But what's happening? Okay, so I guess you're gonna have to figure out. You have to figure out your own cause and effect. But the fact that it surges until you accelerate is telling me it's got too much timing, too much ignition timing in that area, that RPM range where you're having the surge. So you figure it out from there. Sweaty Fat Guy is saying the 92 won't have a 4.6 in it unless he put it in. Yeah, and Carmudgeon is saying 92 was not a 4.6. There's no OBD 1 4.6s.
No, there's not.
So now the mystery deepens. Thunderbird. Did somebody stick that motor in there, or something's wrong, man?
Well, unless he's talking about he's got. Well, it shouldn't even be 92. It has that, the coil block, because that's like OBD2 stuff. He's gonna have to send a picture.
Yeah. Joker, yes, 4.6 started in the 96 Mustang, OBD2. And he's saying the 4.6 is the first year in the Crown Vic. But that's not coil on plug. I don't know. I'm not familiar enough. I'm not familiar enough. All right, let's find something else. But it's I'm telling you, it's going to be a timing problem. You're going to find us a timing problem. Cop Car Steve is saying I had a similar issue in the past. There was a minor coolant leak from the intake, causing one coil to misfire. Check the coolant on the coil boot. All right, but you see, he's saying the problem goes away when he goes to accelerate, and if it was a problem like that, it would be aggravated when he went to accelerate. The only thing that will give you, if you've got surge, holding back, running rough a little bit, right? You cruise along 50, 60 miles an hour, and it's like that. And then you give it gas, and it just smooths out and goes. Ignition timing is really the only thing that will give you that. A bad mass air sensor will give you that too. Unplug the mass air and see what happens. Take it for a ride. That's one of those situations where you could tune it or you can diagnose by the seat of your pants by just unplugging one thing at a time. If the computer system is working correctly, it'll find other sensors to run off of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if let's say the mass air is the thing that's acting up, if you unplug it, the engine will run off of information from the other sensors, and as you drive it, the problem will either be gone or it'll be worse. And so you could do it the process of elimination. Bill was saying, what about a bad EGR valve? He said that he blocked EGR.
Yeah, he did a delete on it, yeah.
Buddy Carfano was saying alternator cutting out, causing power loss to the coils, had similar problems on town car. But wouldn't you notice then that the light's getting bright and dim and all kinds of other oddities like that? Yeah. What one on those mass airs, one of the things. It's been a long time since I did this stuff, bro. I'm trying to remember back to when I was working on 30 years ago. Tap on with the engine idling. okay? Take like a screwdriver, like the handle of a screwdriver, okay? And just tap with the engine running, take like a screwdriver handle and just go just like that to the top of the mass air sensor and see if it stumbles or it bogs or it does or it shuts off. Just tap it like that. Because when the mass air sensor is first on its way out, that's like a telltale. It'll say as soon as you tap on it, it'll cut out or it'll go through a weirdness. Treasure Guard, you guys need pro demand or all data. You don't need it. I'm a points guy, man. I've gone way back to the past. I'm an Amish friggin' hot rodder at this point. I learned my lessons with this shit.
Okay, moving on from our Thunderbird travesty. Yeah.
But we did try.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm just scrolling back up. Man, well, everybody is talking about this.
Yeah, they got. Yep.
The Cam father. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Ed Iskandarian is no longer with us. 104
Yes,
years old.
I've seen that. Yeah, 104 or something like that.
104 years old.
Yeah, so smoking and working in a machine shop is apparently the key to life.
Yeah, and nitro. He was one of the pioneers with nitro.
Yeah.
So yeah, we lost a couple of legends this last year or so. Gene Winfield and now the Cam father. But these guys had really good lives, man. They had really good lives. They came around in our culture when it was they defined our culture. They're the roots of our culture, and they were there when it was like really it was neat and new and innovative and colorful and all of that great shit. Zero new Ed. So yeah, they do not make them like that anymore. PG-13, the Bill Hound Show. My friend wants to invest in silver. What's the best route to do this, in your opinion? Find your local coin dealer. You can have a couple. You can have at least one or two of them in every city and town. Find your local coin dealers and go introduce yourself and tell them what you want to do. Guys who are in the business, like I don't mean fly by night or people that you're gonna find on marketplace, or I'm talking about local coin dealers. Like this is they're stick and mortar and they're there all the time. You are not going to get burned by these guys. Their reputation is everything. Not only from the customer standpoint, but also from their supplier standpoint and who they sell to. So these guys go out of their way to maintain stellar, impeccable reputation. Find your local coin dealer. Tell them what you want to do and listen to what they say. Not pawn shops. Don't go to pawn shops. Coin dealer. Coin dealer. And Dave Cougar Rogers saying, invest in safe equities. There's no such thing as a safe equity. Right? If you're going to go into the world of precious metals, right, or any commodity, you're going to go into the world of any commodity. There's a golden rule to this, right, and there are no exceptions. If you don't hold it, you don't own it. If you can't go to wherever the hole on the land that you have 10 miles from your house, that you dug the hole in and buried your stuff, if you can't go there, dig it out and pick it up and hold it like this, or wherever it is that you keep your stuff, you do not own it. Do not trust any custodial accounts. Do not trust any safety deposit boxes. Do not trust anything like that. If you're going to
Because
get
all they have to do is take their computer system and go offline, and your money's gone.
if you're going to get involved in this world, it's physical only. Physical only. Joker. Best I can do is a can of soup.
Yeah.
Yeah, do not deal with pawn shops. You can buy. I mean, I go through the local pawn shops every once in a while just to see what they've got. I picked up some fractionals for under spot. I don't know, maybe a month ago. But yeah, that's who you want to. Okay, we can actually get going again now.
Mo Parquet is back.
Mo Parquet is back. So there you go. Mo Parquet, you lead the way here. What are we going to talk about here, Mo Parquet? Oh, I lit the wrong end of my cigarette.
Oh well, at least it didn't have a filter on it. But that's a nasty.
What happens is when you roll your own cigarettes, right?
One
hand is always stronger than the other. Okay, so the strong hand rolls a tighter side than the weak hand, and the tighter side is the one that you smoke. The loose side is the one that you light. And I did it backwards, so now it's not going to smoke right.
So you got a left-handed cigarette.
Yes, it's a left-handed cigarette.
Yeah, Mo Parquet, she's had some rear end problems.
Oh, well, I mean, see, that's the thing. You
that's on her.
You got to be careful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
What kind of issues are you having? What kind of differential problems are you having? I just did what anyone would do. I tested my car and blew a head gasket because the engine was built who knows when. You don't know how you snuffed a head gasket, Mo Parquet. It happens to the best of us. Tear it down. Tear it down.
Guess what? You get to learn how to build a 340.
At least they're easy. They're easy. It's an easy engine to work on.
Yeah, she said she's got a rear end needs a crushed collar, and she's got a leaking pinion seal and going on with it. So
okay,
right there in the bottom.
Oh, okay. And it's leaking the rear seals. Probably needs a crushed collar and pinion seal. Do yourself a favor, right? Okay. If it's going to be a hot rod, right? I'm assuming you got 8 1/4 in there, right? Get a crush collar eliminator kit, and learn to read the directions. I think I actually did a video on that. Get a crush collar eliminator kit. Trust me when I tell you, you'll be much better off in the long run. Jay Cougar Tony's exactly right about weak hands and weak hands and strong hands. I don't know if I actually got into that, but I've only been in it for 25 years, and I'm only much more involved in it than I am in cars. If that means anything to you guys. People were coming down on me for
what?
For doing that video yesterday.
Because your Canadian friend went at it without all the parts on the car.
Well, listen. He said in his video, he asked in his video, What's going on here, right? He asked, who am I to not answer his question?
There you go, Nick. He
If,
didn't
if
have
he
all the parts
hadn't,
there.
if
The
he
Mopar
hadn't have
restoration
asked,
guy didn't have all the
I
parts.
never would have answered it.
Right.
Um, okay, you're saying you said this wouldn't be easy. I went in believing you. It's not easy. That's what I was saying earlier, and you was right. It's cars are really, you've got to really be dedicated. You've got to really love this stuff, and you do. I can tell that you do. It's difficult. It's frustrating, and there's so many times. Here's the thing, right? So Dr. Art, between Dr. Art and I, there's like, I don't know, like 100 years of hands-on experience,
Right.
at least, right?
Yeah.
But like what you got to understand is that, and this is important for anybody to understand, right? Who watches guys like us. If you watch guys like us, you're like, well, oh geez, they know so much. Oh, well, the only way we learn these things was by not knowing,
Doing.
right?
Yeah.
And having to overcome these issues. You don't learn how to do a head gasket the right way until you've done the same head gasket job 3 or 4 freaking times, and then you finally say, "Hey, wait a minute, let me check
Oh,
this."
this is why they keep popping. Look at this. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's the learning curve, and the learning curve really never stops. It never stops. And I guess it's good and it's bad. It keeps you young. It keeps you like right. But it's all difficult, and it's the people who know what they're doing. The difference between them and the people who don't know what they're doing is that the guys who do know fought through it, fought through the problems, fought through, every bit of knowledge that I have came from like sleepless nights and like ridiculous hours and trying to make stuff work when you're broke or you're tired or you're stranded or whatever it happens to be. Overcoming adversity is the only way you learn the details of this world of cars. So I mean, I guess it applies to everything, but cars is specifically very, very difficult.
Right. And it's like you said, you have to want to do it. I mean, I don't know how many times I've said no more project cars. And then I have, 2 garages full of shit and other people's stuff in the driveway right now.
Yeah, well, I'm not, yeah, I'm done with project cars. I'm not building any more cars. I'm cool with modifying the stuff that I've got, changing it around, upgrading, doing stuff like that. But and really for me, it's just a matter of age. You know what I mean? I'll be 64 in May, right? So it's like I have so many cars just laying around, so many cars and motorcycles just laying around. To start doing more projects now and not go back and finish the ones that I have. And I've got the 73 Roadrunner sitting in the driveway. I've been meaning to work on this for 5 freaking years now. I haven't touched it yet. I've got the 68 Roadrunner in the garage. All it needs, I got to pull the tranny out and freshen it, right? Because it's very sloppy. But all it needs is lower control arm bushings. And I'm just like, no, because I keep getting caught up in other new projects. So that's why I'm done. I'm done with projects from this point forward. But yeah, you got to be devoted to it. I mean, you got to be really devoted to it.
Yeah. Her and her husband will have 5 cars in a couple of years.
Well, they're young yet.
Yeah. And they'll be like, oh, this is cool. Well, since this is broke, hey, this looks cool. Let's play with this for a while. Then the broke one sits for 3 years and you get back to it. And yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Um, MSK 1509. Do you like those one-piece Felpro pan gaskets or prefer the classic four-piece? Depends on the application, though.
Yeah.
Yes, I would prefer the one piece. When it's available, yes, I prefer the one piece. Let's see here. Bill Howland showed Tony is a 69 Roadrunner with a 383 roller. You mean my 68? It's in the garage. It's a 400 and it is roller, yes. 906s. It's got the factory dual quad intake manifold. A pair of competition series ASBs. Very puny. Very puny. Would you be mad if someone put an S2000 motor in an A body? No.
No, I'd rather see him put a 340 in an S2000.
I mean, do you see how much screwed up stuff is going on in the world today? To get upset about that? No.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Rusty Spiggle Smith. There's a name for you.
Nice. I like his avatar. He's got the whole cowboy hat and 6 shoes.
Yeah. I needed that for my new name. Got a 1960 Willys truck with manual brakes. Drums all the way around. Doesn't stop good enough for modern traffic. Thinking about adding a remote booster to it. You ever done that to a car? Is it worth doing? The booster isn't going to make it stop any better. The booster is just going to make your foot have less effort, right? But it's not going to increase the mechanical leverage, the hydraulic leverage that you're using with the pedal. It's not going to increase that at all. It's not going to increase the pressure going to the wheel cylinders and whatnot. First thing you need to do, okay, and this is very common, and I've done it. I actually did 1 or 2 videos on this. Okay, is there's going to be a hose that goes from the frame of the truck to the rear axle, and then you're going to have a splitter, and that's going to go to the 2 wheel cylinders. Okay, check that hose. Crack one of the bleeders on one of the bleed screws on the rears. Either one doesn't make any difference. Crack that and then step on the brake. And there's a good chance you're going to find, because that hose, all hoses are prone over time to collapsing, but that rear hose almost always. If it sits more than 5, 8, 10 years like that, those hoses just solidify on the inside and it won't pass any pressure to the back. So all of your pressure is going to the front. Try that, Rusty Spiggle Smith.
Yeah, because regardless of age, 4-wheel drums, if they're all everybody's working right, they should lock up.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And if the fronts are doing all the work, it's not going to stop.
Andrew Kemp. How do you break in a new engine after initial run-in when you have other things to break in? For instance, I will be breaking in a new rear end and a clutch, so I can't really run it hard at first. Who says?
The clutch is good. You did your rear gears right. Yeah, just drive it.
The only break-in you really got to be cautious with is the camshaft. Assuming it's a flat type of cam that you use. Clutches, you don't want to baby a clutch. You want your first few, because you got to burn the fuzz off of the clutch before you. So when you first put a clutch together, right, the disc has got fuzz on it, right. So in other words, like it's not completely like packed in yet. So your first couple of fucking starts, your first couple of starts, you want to burn that off, right? Just a couple of good sliders to burn it off, and then some hard use. And then that's it. That's all the brake you need for a clutch. For a rear end, I can't ever recall breaking in a rear end. Have you ever broken in a rear end?
I've broken them, but yeah, put them back together. Just drive. If you have it all set up and it's you first get in and drive it and it's not making any weird noises, you're good. Drive it.
Yes. And as far as like rings and stuff like that, there's an old and you know what? the validity of it, I don't know. But the old wisdom was when you break in an engine hard, it'll run hard, but it won't live very long. And if you break in an engine soft, it'll run soft and it'll last forever. Okay. And I've always gone with the break it in hard, right? Just, you know, um, Rocco is saying, didn't Tony break in Bottle Rocket with 150 shot? Yes, yes, 150 shot off idle. But that's just me. I'm just scrolling back up here. Bill Hound, I've had nightmares where I was pushing on a non-boosted brake pedal, and no matter how hard I pushed, it wouldn't stop my van. Well, I mean, if you've ever driven like a four-wheel drum brake car through like deep puddle,
and then try to go to brakes, yeah.
That's a lost art. Because when we were younger, at least when I was younger, and at least half, if not the majority of cars on the road had four-wheel drum brakes. It was just a second nature that when you went through a deep puddle, you would ride the brake through the puddle. And just because it's not common anymore, now you forget. So when I get in one of my cars that has four-wheel drum brakes, and there's like deep puddles, it's right. We get a rainy season here. It's pretty crazy. That'll happen. You drive through, and then you go to stop at the light, and then it's like, oh, there's nobody home. That's just like pumping the brakes, When you, I just saw a video last night. Talk about pumping the brakes. Doctor, I seen this video last night. I'm not going to mention the guy's name, okay? But here's the story, right? And I just clicked on this because the wreckage was weird, and I was like, I got to see what this is about. How do you wreck a car like this? Okay. So, story is, and I watched this whole video. Story is, this guy decides he wants to build a car. Okay. So he orders a body, right? When he's like the Dynacon bodies, right?
Yeah.
Chevy Nova. And he builds this car, and he spends 4 years building the car. Okay. And this is a nice freaking car, right? Not my style, not my cup of tea. Okay. It's like a pro touring type of thing, but it's got a turbocharged motor in it. It's got a roll cage, but it's got the wheels. It's pro touring. Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy makes some changes to it, whatever it happens to be, and he says, I'm going to take it to where it's no traffic and send it and see what happens, right? So he goes to this area behind like a warehouse, and there's all these like trailers parked, an 18-wheeler, type of trailers parked, backed into the loading docks, and there's like a straight line between them. And he's like, I'm going to send this thing through the straight line between them. So he does. And it gets a little squirrely, okay? And then you see he locks up the front brakes, and there are 100-foot long skid marks directly into one of these trailers. Okay? So now this thing goes under the trailer, and it peels the roof back like a freaking it was just
it can tuna can, yeah.
No, this guy was so lucky he didn't freaking die, right? But it's like, but does nobody teach anybody like the basics, like the skid mark? So the car is out of line, it's out of shape, it's heading for the trailer. You're probably going 80 miles an hour there. Okay, I'm just assuming he sent it for a gear or two, right? So if you're going 80 miles an hour or so. How is it that you've got the brakes locked up, you're skidding along, and it never occurs to you, take your foot off the brake?
They can steer.
Steer.
Yeah.
And he probably had the brakes locked up, sliding along and steering like, oh God, what's going to happen here? Instead, it never occurred to him, well, take your foot off the brake. Take your foot off the brake, and you'll just drive right around it.
Drive around it. Don't aim for it. Downshift. Slow you down. Yeah.
Oh, it's like nobody knows how to freaking drive. Nobody knows how to drive. No, Mopar K, he didn't lose the brakes. He panicked. And when he panicked, you've probably never driven a really fast car, okay? And based on the description of things, it's probably 800,000 horsepower. Things happen really, really fast. And you could be going in a straight line, and then let's say you lose a little traction, and next thing you know, you're doing this, okay? And you drive it exactly the same way you drive it on ice. You know, when you're driving on ice, or or like loose dirt, that type of thing, and the back end sways around, and you counter steer, right? And you just keep it in a line like that. But if you panic, you freeze, and you hit the brakes, whatever direction the car is heading in when you hit the brakes, it continues in that direction, regardless of what you do to the steering wheel. Because when the front brakes are locked up, the inertia of the car is just shoving it forward. So he 100 feet, 100-foot long skid marks under this freaking.
That's what's called getting behind the car. Yep.
Joker, Tony, I did a video on. No, this just happened yesterday. I saw the video yesterday. No, zero. It wasn't a stuck throttle. It was just he was out of shape. Okay, he was out of shape
and hauling ass and out of shape. Yeah,
and out of shape. So instead of just steering out of it, you take your back off the throttle and steer. Okay. Instead, he laid into the brake, locked up the front wheels, and just right into this. And it went under the nose of the trailer. You know, like where the fifth wheel ball is. You know, the hitch. Well, that hitch got him in the roll cage, broke part of the roll cage. Some people do not belong in fast cars, period.
No.
Rusty Spigglesmith, you're converting a 96 83 Evo Sports to the kick only. I was running a cam cover with a Morris magneto grafted onto it. Neat. Would you ditch the McCuney and go with the Super E? Looking for max mile per gallon. Keep. It's a Keyheim. It's not a McCuney. It's a Keyheim. Yeah, I would keep that. If you're looking for max mile per gallon, definitely keep that. Okay. And the actual carburetor you're looking for that is the CV40. No, Joker, different car, different
car,
different no driving motherfucker doing it. Nordic Warrior, I want a Sportster. Go get one, bro. Go get one.
They're everywhere.
Okay, I'm scrolling back up here. Bill is saying, where can I see the video of that? Is it still online? I saw it last night. I can't think of the name of the channel, and if I did, I don't. I feel, but I don't. He didn't hurt anybody. The guys with that Mercury, right? That I did the video on. That was different. They were out in traffic doing stupid stuff, with just compound stupidity, and I just felt it was necessary to like just call it out as loud as I could, right? So that's why I did that. This was a guy who just made a dumb decision and didn't really put anybody else at risk or anything like that. So I wouldn't make a video about that, and I won't call him out. He made a mistake, and his mistake he's got to live with for the rest of his life. So I don't want to make that any worse. But I guess you can search Nova crash and see what comes up. Nordic Warrior wants a sporty Sportster. Yes, the sportiest of Sportsters.
You have that whole collection of chrome skulls off Sportsters you could give to him.
I just about filled the dumpster with skulls and like live to ride the little shit that they put all over these friggin' bikes. I have one that I'm attempting to slowly unskull. It's crazy. It's
well, that one you bought had what, at least 15?
I showed you that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's one. He's like, oh, there's one here. There's one here. There's here.
I've been slowly desculling it. That's a good point, Zero. Formula One drivers all do a quick double tap on the brake pedal just to be sure. It's good practice to keep that going on a classic car. Yes, that actually is a good idea. I left foot brake also. I don't, well, because I'm used to driving a clutch, and it's just natural. But if you're always on automatic, and it's just, then yeah, there's no reason why you can't left foot brake. The only thing about left foot braking is that you have to be careful you're not riding the brake. Like if you're not paying attention, you know what I mean, and you're just hovering your foot over the pedal, it's kind of easy to roll into or at least take up the slack in the pedal to where you're turning the brake lights on. So that's
yeah. Or if you're doing donuts and burnouts and you need to use both feet, that's cool too.
Nordic Warrior wants a Sportster with drag bars and drag pipes. Yes, go do that. Why do Harleys lope? Please explain. 45-degree V20. So you have 2 cylinders, okay? Fire one, boom, boom, and then nothing. Boom, boom, and then nothing. Boom, boom, and
potato,
then
potato, nothing. Potato, potato, nothing.
Well, potato, Doctor. Since I have to nitpick every little freaking technical detail on earth to the bone because I have a mental freaking illness, potato only applies to dual fire pre 1980. Well, it depends on the year of the bike, because the newest bikes, stuff built over the last 20 years and better, use a single fire ignition. So there's no waste spark. So in other words, okay, right now, the old dual fire ignition fires both plugs whether it needs it or not. And so one of the cylinders is always fired mid exhaust stroke. So the older Harley Davidsons with the dual fire ignition go potato, potato, potato. The T in potato is the waste of spark lighting off the exhaust. And then you get to the single fire ignitions, and it's just boom, 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 boom. So yes, most people don't know about that. I should actually do a video about that.
There you go. There's your video tomorrow.
No, I'm doing a video tomorrow on something. Did you see the video that 31801 put out?
I seen the thumbnail for it where he's like, beware of that one.
I am doing a video on that. I'm doing a video on it. I'll give you the short version of it here, right?
Okay, yeah.
This happened to a friend of his, okay? The guy's going for, so it's storming, right? It's like late at night. It's storming, snowstorming, ice storm, the whole bit, right? And he's on his way home. Okay, and as he's on the highway creeping along, he sees a car stuck on the side of the road, and he's like, maybe I should help this guy. And then he recognizes the car, and he's like, oh, it's my friend's car that he works with, right? So he finds this guy like a little bit down the road. He picks him up, and the guy told him what happened. Okay, he was driving along, and his dashboard lit up with this messages, warning messages, right? Pull over immediately, power loss, whatever it is, danger, Will Robertson, danger. Okay,
damage to manifold. Yeah,
yeah, right. So he pulls over, shuts the car off because he's trying to figure what's going on here, and then it won't restart. So now this is in the middle of in the middle of the night, in the middle of a snowstorm, and in the middle of a highway. Okay, this is a life and death situation. It's very easy to get overwhelmed, especially if you're not prepared, right? You're not dressed for it. What happened was the manufacturer sent 3 over-the-air updates. Okay, and they came through his phone. But the car only received 2 of those 3 updates. So the manufacturer shut the car off. And he had to have it towed to the dealer. And then the dealer did whatever it is that the dealer had to do to
reloaded the program.
This guy could have died. Imagine you going home from work. Okay, it's snowing. It's like 40 degrees outside.
And then your car betrays you.
Yeah, I go outside. I'm wearing a t-shirt and a light jacket because I'm only going to be cold for the minute that it's going to take me to get from the house to the car. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what if you're in the middle? You know what I'm talking about? If you're not dressed for the situation, if you're not prepared for that, you could die.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
That's a situation that everybody needs to know about if you're dealing with these new cars to take over-the-air updates. They can shut you down at any friggin' time. Okay, I'm rolling back through here. Good evening, Gabe. Nordic Warrior, I see people in comments for various years of Harley saying, I love how the panhead sounds, etc. Yeah, no, there is zero audible difference between any year, any vintage overhead valve Harley Davidson, except where the ignition is concerned. And that's why people say, oh, my shovel head sounded so good. Oh, my pan sounded so good. Oh, my iron head sounded so good. They sound exactly the same.
It's the same Fire
Warrior. Evo sounds exactly the same if you retrofit a dual fire ignition system to it. The Treasure Guard, do you like the ocean? It's only 1,000 miles away. Do you ever visit it? Not only do I hate the ocean, I hate the idea of the ocean.
Really?
Yes. I'm strictly a pavement and prepared dirt surface person.
Well, yeah, you were on Staten Island. You were surrounded by water, basically, right?
Yeah, and I even had a boat. I have a few boats. Yeah. But that's just because I literally grew up on the Atlantic Ocean. But now I'm away from it. No, never. I never, ever want to see that volume of water again. I'm scrolling up here.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the EEC4 test connector under the hood. Yeah, okay. Driveway of Misfits. Did you see the Chinese are banning electrically operated pop-out door handles starting next year? Good. the Chinese have had a lot of problems with, electric cars burning up with people inside. I've seen the videos. It's not pretty. So
No,
yes,
because it's half a second later and you're 4,000 degrees. You can't get out.
yeah. I'm scrolling back up here. Mexican Spec is saying young guys don't get the danger Will Robinson reference. Uh,
Go to the type that Mike Bulger.
where is it?
836. It's like if you scroll down, you got to go up like one click.
Yeah, 836. 835. Which one am I looking for?
Mike Bulger.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
Yeah, I just want to let you know I flipped out at my uncle today. He threw my new old stock stash of points and condensers. Oh my God. Really? Oh, that's rough, man. That's
Yeah,
rough.
it'd be like, dude, what are you doing in my anything? Get out. Yeah.
That stuff becomes harder to find and more valuable every day. That's wood chipper. That's like a wood chipper offense.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Dean Stevenson wants to know: is it safe for chicks with mini skirts in traffic?
He wants to know. He wants to try his mini skirt out tonight, I guess.
But he's not a chick.
Are you sure?
I'm nearly positive. I mean, you never know about Dean Stevenson. Uh, yeah. All right. Well, is it safe, Dr. Odd, is it safe for them in traffic?
Sure.
I believe so too. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Barracuda, have you had any experience with GM water pump lubricating tablets? If so, have you found that they leave a greasy deposit on the underside of the radiator cap?
The only deposits were the North Star deposits.
Yeah, so that GM water pump lubricant, those tablets went hand in hand with the brown antifreeze that they were using. Green antifreeze, or most antifreeze, has water pump lubricant in it, which is one of the reasons why you never want to run water for any extended period of time, regardless of whether it's going to freeze or not. Like if you're in Florida, let's say, you still don't want to run water because it'll run 10 or 15 degrees warmer, and because there's nothing to lubricate the water pump.
But I don't, nothing about a greasy under the undercap that I've experienced.
And really, is a greasy deposit that bad of a thing to have? I don't know. We have to ponder that. Dean Stevenson wants to know, or dudes with mini skirts. I would not recommend a dude with a mini skirt go with, or do anything really, period. But especially not go out into traffic.
Yeah.
Chevy Tech. I have a small 671 blown small block Chevy with an Enderley bug catcher on methanol. Can I run a two-step module on it, or will it basically flood out on the line? Oh,
It's kind of risky running a two-step with a blower.
well, yeah, but I'm just trying to think what the characteristics of that would be. Hmm. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Because a two-step, that's going to upset that blower too, isn't it?
No, the two-step won't upset the blower, but what I'm thinking, what I'm worried about is washing the rings, because it is going to be fat. So if you're running like a typical Enderley or Hillborn bug catcher or a barrel valve, I should say, as soon as you open the throttle, you're off of the idle bypass. Like literally, like just touch the throttle, and you're no longer sending any fuel back through the idle circuit. Uh, so yeah, you're dumping just a bunch of alcohol into this. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Not if you want the engine to last any amount of time. Because you're literally taking the oil off the rings, you're taking the oil off the cylinder walls. It's just too fat. Now, if it's just going to be on there for an instant, that's different. But typically, you know, it lasts a little bit longer than that. I'd say after 2 or 3 seconds, you're doing damage to the cylinder walls, the rings. You pick one, Dr. Mark.
I'll pick one in a second, but I taught a shop owner some trivia this week on my ventures. They had a vehicle in there that they were trying to diagnose a bad fuel pump on a GM vehicle.
Okay.
So they took some brake clean, put it down, opened up the throttle blade, sprayed a bunch in it, and cranked it. And nothing happened. And he's scratching his head. And he goes, "Well, you know these things, kind of what's going on." I grabbed his brake clean. I said, "This is non-flammable brake clean. Do you have another bottle?" he had non-flammable brake clean, so it won't fire. So I said, "Do you have a different can of this stuff?" He goes, "Yeah, over here." And it was just a different, regular brake clean. Hit the key. Okay, needs a fuel pump. Bye.
When did they come up with non-flammable brake clean?
It's a thing. It's like in the last couple of years. It's the water-based brake cleaner.
How do you get rid of wasps' nests and stuff like that?
You got to buy the old stuff.
Is there a distinction? Does it have is it specifically non-flammable or flammable brake clean?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Shows you how long it's been since I've put.
Because you just use gasoline, yeah, in a squirter. But he was like, well, we hit it with brake clean, it wouldn't start. And I'm like, what's that say?
Interesting. Yeah, I never would have known that.
So, yeah. Lesson learned.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, no, not non-chlorinated. It's a water-based. Yeah.
How it does it?
For the kinder, gentler brake clean that you don't want to use on anything because it doesn't clean shit.
I want my brake clean to be as brutal as it possibly can be. If I've gone to the point that I've reached for brake clean, I want some hardcore action. I want
that shit to be clean.
Yeah.
Just nothing left. Yeah.
Brake clean, it won't burn. It's like putting fake sugar in stuff. What's the point?
Yeah.
And Fubar, I didn't even see him in the bro. See, Fubar,
he just hops in here and puts up the merch link to you.
Yeah, he sneaks in. He's helpful, and then he sneaks back out again. He's like a ninja, right? So Fubar to my merch. So we have our shirts, and we have our hats, and we have stickers, and like other things in the store at that address there at UncleTony'sGarage.com. And thank you in advance for supporting this nonsense that we do. And Dr. Art also has merch, and you can find his merch at
you can go to mid-nightspeedlabs.com, or you can go to any one of my videos, and in the description there's a link there to the Teespring where you can buy all the Dr. Art stuff, all the Midnight Speed Labs stuff, everything there. Everything's there.
Yes, there's the link. Fubart's link to Dr. Art's Hot Rod Rehab, which is the best hot rod rehab channel in all of YouTube. I've been so guys, tell me what you think about this, right? Dr. Art, give me your opinion on this.
All right.
I've been binge watching the LA Beast. I watch at least 2 or 3 of his videos a night. Okay.
Okay.
And I am a huge fan. I'm going to say I am a huge fan of the LA Beast. Okay. And most things that he does, I know I couldn't do. But it appears that he has a weakness. Okay. And it's in beef volume. Right. He maxes out at about 5 pounds, 72 ounces. Okay. Where I'm just getting going there. Right. I've done 7 pounds in an hour. Right. Should I call out the LA Beast?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. Have him come. I tell you what. Have him come to Nashville. Take him to the teriyaki place.
Fly him down to Nashville.
Fly him down to Nashville. Take him to the teriyaki place and just have him split. In order for 6 people between you and him with all the rice and the mushrooms and the chicken and just gigantic plates of.
Well, now wait a minute. Now you
just want to do a beef challenge with him?
Yeah, he's a world-class volume eater, but I watched him do 5 pound steak. Okay, and he was struggling at the last couple of bites. It wasn't going as smooth for him as I was expecting. Now I know I've never lost a steak challenge. I almost did die one night with a potato. Okay, but the steak itself, no problem. So I see that weakness, and I think I can take him. I may have to. I've eaten entire tenderloins.
Yeah,
yeah. You see me there.
Yeah. So yeah, you do it. Cook up 4 tenderloins, and you and him. 4
okay.
Each. Go to Gordon Food Service and pick out 4 pretty much identical weight tenderloins. It's they're $80 a piece, so $300 challenge, and then
if it makes for good video,
yes,
guys, what do you?
Yeah. LA Beast beaten by local redneck. Yes.
Oh man, see.
What?
Max level inquiring mind yearn for the Uncle Tony traffic safe mini skirt merch. All right, so Dr. Art thinks it's a good idea. What do you guys think? Should I call him out? Because the potato was hard. Dude, it was a ringer potato, okay? It was a freaking ringer potato. So it was a challenge, right? Sometimes it's just eat the steak, okay? It's 5 pounds of steak. But sometimes they'll throw whole things on top of that. So for this particular challenge, it was a 5 pound steak, and it was a piece of Texas toast, a salad, and a baked potato, okay? So like anybody else, you save that stuff for the last. So I did that. I wiped out the steak because I wanted it hot and pliable and stuff like that. And it was basically raw. That's how I like it. And so then I moved on. I did the salad. Poof, no problem. Okay. And then I slowed down a little bit because I was, okay, I have some time. I had like 10 minutes left. So then I ate the Texas toast and I still had room and I'm good. And I was like, okay, it's just left for this potato. So the potato was last. And I unwrapped this thing. And when I unwrapped it, I see it. As soon as I unwrapped it, it was freaking raw. It was like a potato that they had just warmed up, right? It was like it was a raw freaking potato, right? But this was on my dish, and this is what I had to finish. So I got through it. It was bad. I was just taking chunks of potato, shoving it down my throat, and taking a drink of water to like wash it down. And then I got to the last. Kathy remember this like this. This is bad. Okay, it was down to like the last 5 seconds, and I had this big hunk of potato left, and I was like, win. And I took the potato and I shoved it literally down my throat. I opened my mouth, right? Time, okay, we did it. And then that was it. I was like, I almost died. It was like this potato was just jammed in the middle of my freaking throat. And I caught like kind of in the windpipe and all. That was bad. That was really bad. So yeah.
And then while you're talking, Shannon, he's comes on here and he comes on my channel. We talked to him a couple times about he wants to start making videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually got it done. And then Mexican Spec put up a link to his channel.
Excellent. Congratulations, Shannon.
Yeah, so we'll go here, let me if I can copy that. There we go. Enter. Nice. Shannon, 1 subscriber. Now you got 2, buddy. And he's got it's a 2-minute 45-second video. Perfect. On his Dead Monte Carlo.
We will check it out. Oliver's saying, ye gods, Tony, was it really worth the obituary if it didn't work? You know, Oliver, you only live once, right? You know, it's like if you gotta do it, you gotta do it, right?
You want to play his video or no?
Sure.
All right, let me get it queued up here.
How long is it?
2 minutes 45 seconds.
Okay.
All
right, guys.
And then, yeah, go down to the bottom and click on that third box there.
At the stage.
All right, okay. And then I gotta start it here. Hang on.
Okay.
Hang on, here we go.
Hey, Shannon here. Working on my 78 Monte Carlo. Probably should have done this video a little sooner, but I've had the body off and reinforced the frame on the whole C channel, and I'll go through all the other things that we've done. So when I got this car, it needed a lot of work. There was no engine, had a TH350 transmission, and I had to do the floorboards. I replaced the entire passenger side. I had to build
nice work
right there in the middle. Went through, did that, and the driver's side rear. Front was okay, so I saved that. So the car originally had bench seats, and with that ratchet shifter, I wanted to put bucket seats in there, and I got these off of Amazon. And I recently just sprayed the rear seat. I used the Duplicolor vinyl fabric spray, and those came out great. I'm so happy with it. Then after that, I installed a 406 engine, and then I bought the radiator with dual electric fans. Got that all installed. And then I also bought the Intellitronics digital dash. I'm still working on finishing the wiring for that. Got almost all that done. But I'll show you what that looks like real quick. Got nice wide tires in the back, and it's equipped with air shock, so I'm working on mounting the bumper right now. And then tonight I'm actually working on building a 4-inch cow induction hood. It's been a process. Don't think I'll ever do that again, but working on getting that ready and see how that comes out. So there's an introduction to the project I'm working on, and obviously I'm working on doing body work, get it ready for paint, and I will post more videos in the future.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Sharon, you did a great job for your first video.
Yep.
You did a great job for your first video. Nice job on that car, man.
Yeah, it looks like he's got lots of content in that garage, and
Yeah.
you work on that thumbnail a little bit, and then you be golden.
Yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Hey, on that rear suspension, you want to look into relocating the upper control arms. Okay. You want to drop them down a little bit. The back of the car is sitting really high. You want to get the car down a little bit, but you want to drop the front of the lower. They make kits for it. That trailing link suspension is a 4-link, but it's set for infinity. So instead of having an instant center, it's set for infinity. So you need to angle that top bar down a little bit, and then get the back of the car down a little bit. And that's a nice car, nice project, and nice video, man.
Yeah, he did a good job. He was all nervous about making his first one. That's probably better than my first.
My first video.
And Olive is here. Did you see Olive's here?
I see. I greeted Olive.
Oh, okay.
Olive talking about nobody wants to look at her bony knees. That's probably not true, Olive. I bet you're a knockout. Let's see. Barracuda. Now he's talking about those water pump lubricant tablets.
Yeah.
What do they look like exactly? He's saying that it has the same color. Keep them busy for a second, guy. I am going to.
You're gonna do some Googling?
PM water pump lubricant tip.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna scroll up here. Fun with cars left. Wait, spec. Jam.
Oh, wait a minute. That's what I thought. There's no such thing. Ready treatment water pump lubricant, 12-ounce aerosol. Water pump lubricant or ginger-based pills. Oh, no. We're okay. How do I get back to here? Okay, I'm back here. No, Barracuda. Those are not okay. Those are not specifically intended for a water pump lubricant. It says included in there that it has a water pump lubricant. Those tabs are actually made out of the root of a plant. Okay, and the reason that they developed those was because they were having porosity problems with engines like the North Star. Okay, and the way to fix that porosity problem was to put those tablets in. Those tablets, that root breaks into like these fine little like fibrous, things. And just like the same way like black pepper works, where the black pepper, you got a hole in a radiator, so you throw some black pepper in there, where eggs even, and it circulates around and it finds the hole and it swells up and it blocks it. Well, that's exactly what those ginger root tablets do. They're not water pump lubricant. Those are to seal porous castings, like General Motors was producing around the turn of the century. Yeah, I mean, there's no real reason to not use them, but I wouldn't use them.
Yeah, if you don't need them, yeah.
Yeah. These straw, the GM coolant tabs are brown, made of ginger powder. It's a root. It might be ginger root.
Yeah. Here's a good question for the folks on the bottom here. MSK 1509.
What causes the famous blower surge at idle on a roots blown motor? I have never experienced it myself. The only roots blown engines that I've ever, let me think about this for a second, make sure I'm not lying or making things up. The only roots blown engines I've ever dealt with myself were either blown nitro, which you don't get idle surge with that, or carbureted gasoline. You don't get idle surge with that. That's something that happens with alcohol engines. Why? I don't know. I've never messed with those, and I was never really curious enough about why they surged to look into it. I've never tuned an alcohol car, and God help me, I never will. But that's I couldn't answer. I can't answer that for you. Dean Stevenson, new punk band name, the Ginger Beer Porosity Experience. Dude,
there you go.
I'll be your frontman.
Sweaty fat guy says it's blower surge. You can surge like crazy. He said reaching up the mixture and it goes away.
Okay. I lie. I did work on one alcohol car, and it was only because it was a guy's first time out with the car, and I was there for safety reasons. Just like here, let me tape your fire boots to your pants, that type of thing. That's why I was there. But I ended up getting involved working on the car too. But I felt really bad afterwards. I felt dirty. I took several showers. Yeah. Anthony Barber is an 8 1/4 rear octane 71 Fury to a mild 400. As long as you don't hook it, like as long as it's like dead hooking, trans brake, that sort of thing. If it's a driver, like an occasional performance type of thing, yeah, you're fine with that.
Yeah, just keep the slicks off of it.
Yeah, keep the slicks off of it. I'm scrolling up. The treasure guard. Actually, women drivers are, I don't know, this is like we're jumping into the middle of a conversation here. Actually, drivers are better than men drivers because they use both sides of their brain. Too bad they weren't so freaking stubborn. There's a lot of truth there. A lot of people do not understand that there's a distinct wiring difference, the structural difference between male and female brains. Male brains have a membrane that runs through the middle of the brain, and it only allows you to operate one side or the other. So you're either on your analytical side or you're on your emotional side, and that's why we are the way they are. Women, on the other hand, are able to have both sides of their brain communicate with each other, and so that's why we have a hard time understanding them, and they have a hard time understanding us and everything. So, but
they're missing the insulator.
Yeah, they're missing the insulator. But would that make them a better driver though? Would that?
No, because you can't be emotional in driving, so you need to turn that part of your brain off and just pretend it's a race.
Well, MSK is saying I've read statistically women have better reaction times at the tree, and that is true.
Yes,
that's true. But as far as making them better drivers in traffic, I mean, and I'm not down by any stretch of the imagination. I love all things female. I'm surrounded by female things all the time, everywhere, right? So don't take this the wrong way. But there's a chance that she doesn't feel like she needs to stop or yield, as opposed to the hard, cold, analytical fact of I need to yield, I need to stop, or I need to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I see that. John Q. Public.
Yeah.
All women can't park or pull trailers, full stop.
We're back to boats into the water. So
Listen, I have seen some. I've been firsthand witness to some of the most incredibly capable females. Um, so yeah, no, I think I think that's it's more. What's the word I'm looking for? It's social. Women aren't generally brought up socialized in playing with things that require that sort of maneuvering. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you're a kid, you're a little kid, you're playing with toy trucks and you're backing your toy 18 wheeler into
yeah,
spots and stuff like that, right? And I think this kind of thing that's just we just do naturally, right? Where women aren't. It's nature versus nurture. That's what it is, right? So, but no, I've seen women do the most amazing shit. So no. John Q. Public. I have two sisters, married, three daughters, and I observe.
it's a good way to stay out of it. I just observe. Just try to observe.
Yeah, yes, thank you. Fran Schubert, farm girls can drive whatever has an engine generally. Yes.
Because they were brought up to do it. Yeah, get in
Right.
there and drive that thing. Yeah.
Exactly my point. Exactly my point. Boys are always playing with things like that. Bicycles, go-karts, whatever it happens to be. We're always maneuvering things around, so it kind of becomes second nature to it. Women generally don't come up doing that. You take a girl who was raised on the farm, and she's been around tractors and machinery her whole life. You know she's gonna be able to operate that shit as well as an email could.
The it's a little after 9. You want to go to 2 hours since we're a little late, or
That's up to you, my brother.
either way, I'm good for another. It's only another 10, 15 more minutes.
Yeah. Rocco, the scariest ride I ever took was in a Geo tractor with a female driver. Flat out everywhere. Upshift only, no downshift, just dump to neutral. What does Olive have to say about this conversation? Now, what's Kay have to say? Kay, where are you?
He might have left. But
I need Kay and Olive to jump in here and
there you
support
go.
the agenda.
Olive just posted on the bottom here.
I figured if my dad had a son, he'd have gone there asking for someone to turn wrenches. Rocco, dude, you're like a fucking astronaut. um, I'm sure Kathy's going to be popping in here any second now.
With a baseball bat.
Joker thing, bringing Kathy to explain.
Yeah.
Okay, Barracuda. We're going back to
The Coolant pump.
Back to the coolant tabs. I know he knows. Okay, so he knows that they're not primarily correct, but they do advertisements for being a water pump lubrication. My question is, if the water pump is uncontaminated and no water in the oil, what else could that deposit on the radiator cap be? The deposit on the radiator cap is those tabs. I didn't realize that that's what you were using. Yeah, you're gonna have that brown shit all over everything, like forever. Forever. It's always gonna be
You
there
can
now.
flush it 20 times. It's going to be in there forever.
Yeah. But yes, no, don't, no. The antifreeze is. Have you ever felt how slippery antifreeze is? Have you ever stepped in a puddle of antifreeze and go whoop, right? But the antifreeze is its own lubricant. Okay, so Fran Schuver is talking about the video from yesterday, the thing with the long ram. With those long runners on the intake, you did the video on kneecap the horsepower numbers even under optimal conditions. Horsepower is work over time, so the lack of RPM would work against it. Yes. So like I said in the video, those manifolds are going to, like 5,000, 5,500 is, well, I'm not going to say it's outer limits. Outer limits is probably closer to 6,000 RPM. But yes, power is going to fall off drastically up there with a setup like that. But that's not what it was intended for. It's not an RPM application. It's a grunt application. It's supposed
Torque.
to like 2,500 and like 4,500 RPM. The point is that no matter who dyno tests them, they never get the same horsepower numbers that Chrysler did. The numbers always shy of what Chrysler made. So why is that? Why are they 20, 30, 40 horsepower less than the factory advertisement? And Chrysler underrated engines. Then Chrysler never fudged numbers. Chrysler always underrated their engines, or hit them dead on. And if you look at dyno tests of stock 383s, 440s, six packs, Hemis, they're right on. The Chrysler's numbers were right on. So why is it that every time they put one of these engines on a dyno, it's 30 horsepower shy of what it should make? That's the issue, not whether or not it'll make power at higher RPM. We know it's not going to make power at higher RPM, but why such lower numbers than the factory got? That's the point. That makes sense, friends?
Yeah, if you're going just for high horsepower, you need the much shorter runner.
John Q. Public is saying women are better programmers and app designers. Well, you know what? You see, that would kind of make sense if you think about it, right? Because you're designing something to be used, and so there has to be some intuitive insight. Okay. I'm just scrolling. Even Power Nation. What are we talking about here?
No. That says.
Let's take one or two more and we'll wrap it up.
All right, one or two more.
Um,
Give me some good ones from some lurkers. Give the lurkers the last chance here to pop in.
Come on, lurkers. What lurkers?
Hit the like button and pop in a good question.
Rocco, is there a difference in the way that modern gas behaves in a long ram? Never having done it myself, I would think that modern gas would be better in that situation because it's lighter. It's formulated to be lighter. It's formulated to be more easy. Because remember, back in the carburetor days, they formulated gasoline so it wouldn't evaporate. Now they don't, and that's why gasoline you let your
they add alcohol to it so it evaporates like crazy.
Right. So I would think that today's gasoline would actually be beneficial in that situation. Not necessarily so if you're running the heat the way it's supposed to be run. Then, if anything, it might be a bit of a handicap. But as far as uh, running through a colder intake, yeah, I think you're going to get more atom. You're going to get more vaporization with modern gas than you will with the older stuff.
Conrad Francis has a question for you. Right in the middle there.
What's your opinion on Holly 2200? I can't find many 2300 Hollies, but the 2200s are everywhere. The 2300 is the one that I'm familiar with.
Right. Yeah, the 2-barrel and
Yeah.
2200. Let me refresh my memory here. Hang on.
The 22 is the side hung float bowl. $2,300 is the Chrysler and Chevy carburetor, and the 2200 is the Ford carburetor.
Oh, okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I never went by the numbers.
Well, yeah, I always thought the 23s were the Fords, and the 22s were. Let's do images.
All right, just give me a picture of it, Bill.
Yeah, the 2200s is the earlier style, like the
Side hung float bowl.
Yeah.
Okay. And the 2200s came on Chrysler V6s and V8s from the mid 60s to the mid 80s. No, wait a minute. Hang on. Hang on. $2,200 series Holly. Images. Oh, those. Oh, okay. All right. Yes. All right. The reason I was thrown by that is because of two completely different carburetors. The one that you're talking about, that 2200, has a square or a rectangular footprint that's smaller than the 2300. The 2300 series has that splayed out same carburetor used on the 446 packs on the tri-power Chevys. The Fords used the same footprint, but they used a side hung float bowl instead of the center hung float bowl. So that's where I was making the distinction there. So those Holly carburetors, it's apples and oranges. They won't bolt directly in place. You have to use an adapter to go from one to the other. As far as like regular carburetors, I've never hot rodded one. They're good carburetors. They work. They function. I have rebuilt tons of them. I've set up tuned, right, that type of thing, to turn screwdrivers on it. But I've never modified one. I've never hot rodded one, so I couldn't give you an opinion on that. Isn't it funny? I never thought of them as like I never thought of them by numbers. To me, it was
Right.
always the center hung or the side hung, you know.
Mhm.
So, but I never assigned the numbers to it, and I always thought of it just as, the big block 2-barrel, because that's what they use those on. They use those
Yeah.
2200 he's talking about on the 360 Mopars, the 361, the 383, and the 400 2-barrels all use those manifolds, those carburetors. Rocco, UTG halftime live stream something. I don't even. That's sports ball. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
Or why. Boss, check out what Rocco said. Is that what he just said? That's what I checked it out, Zero. I don't know. I just assumed we'd go on a regular time on Sunday. I was not aware of a big sports ball event.
The people at work, they ask me, "Oh, who you working for at the Super Bowl?" I said, "The Super Bowl is just an excuse to go to somebody's house to eat the Fritos and dip. That's all I care about. You can keep your WWE football pre-rigged bullshit to yourself." Oh, did I say that?
I just never understood it. I just bunch of grown men running around a field chasing a ball, and they get paid all kinds of money, and then people are like, yes, that's my team. Go team.
Those blue guys, those are my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know any of them, and none of them actually come from your hometown.
And they're all different guys every year, the same blue shirts. Yeah.
I mean, if it was actually like if like my hometown had a professional sports ball team that made it to an event like that, but there were people that were from here, you know, like they live here and this is where they grew up and this is where they, you know, then yes, I think I'd probably be pretty surprised. I'd be excited about it. I'd be supportive of it. But when it's like you got all of these guys from all different parts of the world, and there's well, this is the no, that's just silly. I'm going to take this one, and then we're going to wrap it up.
All right.
4-speed 426. Do you recommend wide ped rockers on a 426 Hemi over the narrow ped, or is it inconsequential? It is not inconsequential if you are running a hydraulic cam. If you're running a hydraulic cam, wide ped rockers, you cannot use narrow ped rockers, and that's because the characteristic of the hydraulic cam will have the rocker walking away from the stand under certain conditions, right? Where the mechanical with the valve flash there doesn't have the rocker walk away from the stand, because the rocker is held. You got the light spring on the one side of the rocker, you know, it goes over the shaft, and then the other side of the rocker is just butted up against the stand. And what happens is with a hydraulic engine under certain conditions, certain RPM, the rocker walks away from the stand. The spring pressure isn't enough to hold the rocker against the stand. And you can't increase the spring pressure because then you start wearing between the rocker and the stand. So that's been a light touch. You can use collars. If for some reason you're going to try to use narrow pad rockers on a hydraulic cam, then don't use the springs, use the collars. And the collar will just lock the rocker in place and you don't have anything to worry about. Did I answer that correctly?
Yeah, that was new information I did not know. So that's good. More useless Mopar trivia.
Well, I have way too much useless Mopar trivia. I wish it would stop. It won't stop.
Well, I think that's enough for these folks for tonight.
You don't see any more?
They've been through it. They've been through enough.
Let's quote a night thing, Dr. Art. So what do you need to talk about?
I need to talk about the Monday Night Live, which, I mean, you know, there's more and more people every Monday night, so it's a good time. People should show up at 7 p.m. Central on my channel. And then, depending on the weather, how much I get out in the garage, we should have a good 4x4 video. And if it's really, really nice, maybe we'll do some tips on cleaning pistons and things like that and getting that engine ready to reassemble.
Okay.
It's about what I got going on. Oh, and I got another computer to tune for the folks. That'll be tomorrow's or Friday's video or something like that.
Excellent. All right. Well, on that note, I have nothing. I'm shooting, just shooting blanks at this point. There's nothing left. What do we? I'll end this and I'll remember 10 things where I was.
Well, you said you got a video for tomorrow, so that's just.
I got a video for tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it, really. And that's it. So, and you think that I should call out the LA Beast for a steak?
Absolutely.
All right. All right. So, on that note, guys, our awesome mods, Fubar, Mexican Spec, Zero, guys, thank you always for everything that you do. Thank you. Everybody contributed super chat. Thank you. It's never expected, but always appreciated. And everybody who contributed with your presence and your conversation, thank you equally. And
hit that button on the way out.
yeah, hit the like button on the way out. And I think I'm going to hit the out buttons here myself now. So good night, all. Don't get killed out there.